Hello, everybody. I'm Marian Bobernak. I'm a 10-year beekeeper from Aloha, Oregon. And today we're going to do an inspection of this. I'm going to put my veil on to be sure. Temperature is about 91 degrees and humidity 25%. There is just a little bit of a breeze, not very much here. Um, you might ask, why do I do an inspection on this kind of condition? I try to minimize those kind of inspections, but as a beekeepers, we sometimes have to do what we need to do. I have some shoulder problems, so I was not able to do what I need to do when the weather was a little better. But right now I feel able to do an inspection to be able to handle those bees in good condition. So today is July 29, 2025, and on this particular apiary, it's my home. It's located at parallel 45, altitude 500 feet, about 90 miles from the Pacific Oceans. The conditions on this particular apiary, but right now we are in dirt. Dirt, that means there is no nectar flow, and temperature being like 91 degrees, the bees might be a little defensive, more than we would like to. When we do inspection, we need to do it when bees are happy, but sometimes we have to do inspection. And what that really means, an inspection. An inspection, we have two kind of, when we open a hive, we could do an inspection, or we could do a colony assessment. A colony inspection, it's you have a goal. And this particular beehive, it's a breeder queen. So I would like to do an inspection. Inspection you do every 7 to 10 days. And colony assessment, you do it throughout the year strategically. And you use an inspection sheet, and you kind of, you need to follow and check out what's the all the boxes. And today, on this particular apiary, we have some cons and pros. Pros is this beehives. I have the breeder hives here and some other hives to sustain my breeding program. I do little grafting, and to be able to have good starter finisher colonies, you need about 300 nurse bees per cell if you really want strong queen cells. So to be able to do that, I have these colonies that I rob them of nurse bees. I have a ramp, put the ramp in front of the starter finisher, and shake the bees on the ramp, and the nurse bees, they will go in, and the other bees that already fly, they will go to the original beehive. And for this particular occasion, it's good that they are home. And a negative is, like, I have neighbors and I need to take care of them. If you see this fence, I have a privacy fence here. It's a link fence, but I put this privacy fence to force the bees to go over 6 feet high. That way it will not interfere with our neighbors. Before we gonna open this, we gonna talk a little bit about my management. I integrated pest management. So what really means, what my principles of integrated pest management are, and then I'll go a little bit on details what I do. So first thing, when we are talking about pest management, it's there are those things that you have to have a goal. You have to have um, a road map. When every time you open a beehive, you're gonna do an assessment. You're gonna do monitoring, and you're gonna do then a decision threshold, and then after that you are gonna do treatment, and after treatment you're gonna do a follow-up to see if your treatment was successful or not. Prevention is the first on my principles. Prevention, that means what you can do to minimize pests and diseases in your apiary. Pest diseases. First, you're gonna think strategically about apiary location, but sometimes as a backup, backyard beekeepers don't have very many options. On my situation here, I have land, but also I wanna keep them in a way that will be minimum disturbance where they are located. If we look at the stand it's about 8 inches tall, and I make those stands so if there are any like skunks, the skunks didn't like to have their underbelly exposed, so bees will sting in there. So if they lift up their front paws and try to eat bees like candies, the bees will go and sting them underneath. So I don't have, even have skunks on my neighborhood. They didn't attack my beehives. Also, you need to think about, you need sun, you need protection. On this particular apiary location here, we have oak trees, we have ponderosa pines, we have fir trees, and they provide plenty of shade this time of the year. But in the spring, you kind of like to have a sun shining on your beehives. And those hives where I have the breeder queens, they are facing east. My prevailing wind is coming from the north, and that's south, so they are facing southeast entrance. So any wind, major wind, will not go into their entrance. Also, the beehives are tilted a little bit toward the front, so any water will go, because we have really very wet seasons. From October to May, sometimes even late June, we have a lot of rain. So we want to be sure we provide a way to. I put sometimes I put something on top of this so rain will not affect them. And of course, during the winter, I strap them to the stands so they will not be going to the ground. So that's prevention. Another thing about prevention on my integrated pest management is genetics. So if you have an area with a lot of disease pressure, you need to think about genetics. And one kind of genetic that's good for this area will be Minnesota Hygienic, developed by Dr. Marla Spirvac, so at the University of Minnesota. She started in 1993, I think, and that's a good genetic to have. In fact, I do have a special genetic. One of the breeder queens, I have a artificially inseminated queen, Carniolan virgin queen with the drone semen Minnesota Hygienic. And why Carniolan with Minnesota? In my area, Carniolans are very, very good for wet wet weather patterns, and they are good with honey stores during the winter. They are frugal. Italians are having trouble to overwinterize well in our area here. So prevention. Another prevention is like the hive stands, and we start having in our area, we start having small hive beetles. So you put hive beetle traps. If you have wax moths. Wax moths are not a problem if you keep good, strong colonies. They tend to go after weak colonies where you have no queen or you have a problem. Your colony will dwindle down, so wax moths will start attacking and eating those resources because they are not guarded by bees. When we are talking about monitoring and also in prevention is like you do inspections. You do inspection every 7 or 10 days, and that will tell you a lot. Also, you look at the entrances. You look at what's the bees are bringing in pollen. What's the outside? How do they look? They look healthy. Do you see anything on the ground? Walking bees on the ground or anything that deform wing bearers or other things. So try to keep the ground clear. This morning here, if you see there are some bees on the ground here, because I shake some bees on the ramp right there. I have a nuke here, and I shake some bees on the ground, and by mistake I drip some sugar water on the ground and almost have a mess on my hands because I'm a little crippled on this on this shoulder. So I try to keep. Also, if you see those shingles here, they are good protection for small hive beetles. Small hive beetles, after they incubate, they will go, and the larvae will go down and burrow into the ground where they emerge as adults. If we are talking about monitoring. Monitoring you do, let's say, for varroa mites. We have alcohol wash, we have sugar shake, or we have sticky boards. So you do alcohol wash, let's say you have a sample of 300 bees, you have 9 varroa mites, so you have your 3% threshold, then you need to do a treatment. Then you take the decision. And if you have under monitoring, let's say when you monitor, you open a hive, okay, and you're gonna find out what you are looking for. You are looking also for any signs of disease. What kind of disease you have? So we have like 3 major diseases that we look for. And that will be the most devastating is American foul brood. You have American foul brood, you have to destroy, you have to burn your equipment, and the fast way to do it is a ropey test. You take a little bit of a twig, you go into the cell, and if you have like a rope, oops, you might have that. And if you see in one of these colonies something like this, you have to isolate that complete fast. So I have another location with like my isolation yard. I didn't use that, never use it, but if I have to use it, I have that available. Also part of your routine, if you see I have, this is my best friend, this torch. Every time I go into a beehive, I use this torch and disinfect my hive pool. So this is good. Also, I use gloves. This right now I'm not using those gloves because I'm going to do inspection on this one, and I'm a little bit afraid that they will be a little bit more defensive than they are. Usually they didn't put a fight with me, they didn't sting me, but on this kind of situations they might be a little bit on the defensive side. And you ask me why do I do it right now? Different reasons. One is because of my shoulder, and today I have help. I have a friend that is going to do the video for me. Thank you, Sorin, for being here and helping me. And he's going to keep a tab of my, so sometimes I give too many details, and him gonna tell me, hey, Marian, you have only 45 minutes. You have to speed up a little bit. So we are talking, this is called the biosecurity on my bee yard. Use the gloves, use the torch, use the hive tool. If you see this hive tool, it's pretty unique. It's not only the regular hive tool, but it's got this shoulder here. So you have all in one. It is, I like this the best. And also, you see the color, sometimes yellow will help me locate it. And that's some part of the things that's it's critical when you're talking about the equipment, the frames. Some of these frames I didn't dress them up. They might look in dire conditions, but it is what it is. Another thing that it is important, every time I open one of these beehives, I'm gonna have something like a nook. Today I'm gonna use only this two-frame nook to put a frame inside, so we are not triggering robbing. So, and also I gotta close this entrance here so no bees from outside will go in. That way we are simple. If you look at this particular top cover, the top cover has got a sheave. It's got this shim right here that will put pressure on the edges. And right now you see I have only this plastic here, and this hole and this triangle here will let me feed them if I want to feed them some sugar water. When we are looking at this, I like the plastic. During the winter and fall, in top of this, I will prefer to have, instead of having an inner cover, I use bubble wrap insulation. And why I use that? This will put the shim, will put pressure on the edges, and bees will glue only part, will not glue everything. Now I'm gonna use some, I have a little bit of sugar water with Hive Alive, and I prefer to do it when it's hot outside. The Hive Alive with sugar water will disturb a little bit of their pheromone, the queen pheromone. Bees are communicating in the colony by pheromones. So if you use smoke, it will do the same thing. See if I have sugar water plus Hive Alive, just a teaspoon of on a quart. So I'm going to spray those bees a little bit, so maybe they will not be too cranky. See, they go in when I spray like this. Even if I use smoke, I didn't use too much smoke. So on this This particular queen, it's a 3-year-old queen that's it's got Saskatraz genetics. It's got Purdue Uncle Biter genetics, Carniolan genetics, and also it's got the Minnesota hygienic genetics. So I'm going to take this frame out, and I have only 9 frames on this one for now, because during the spring and summer I try to keep those breeder hives small, so not to exhaust the queens, also to have good quality eggs that will I'll graft the larvae from. Every time we do inspection, we try to position ourselves against the sun so we can look into the cells. Okay, so what's on this frame? I see honey, capped honey, and some nectar. Same here, honey, nectar, and if you see into the cells right here, that's bee bread, pollen. That's very good. When we take the frames out, when we put them back in, we're going to put them in the same configuration. Try to not shake them too much. Okay, now if you look at this, that's the brood, that's capped brood, and this is like a rainbow where I have honey, and I would like to see more pollen here, but I don't see it this time. Same here. You look at the bees are in good condition. They didn't look, I didn't see anything abnormal like deformed wing or K-wing or any no smell, no foul smell that will make me think that we have some American foul brood or European foul brood present. So we have 3 castes of bees. We have the worker bees that are female bees, we have drones, that male bees, and the queen, that's the only fertile member of the colony. So, see this. Okay, let's see what we have here. This is pollen, bee bread, and honey. Same on this side. I like, it's a lot of pollen. So they will be able to ramp up as soon as they're going to start feeding them sugar water. This queen will go, because to keep them small, I keep robbing them. They keep taking brood from them and give it to somebody else. Okay, I see no drones. Let me see. Let me see if I could see eggs in there. I gotta look right into, no eggs here. Minute, look on the sun. No eggs here. Right here, you see all stages of, you see eggs, you see larvae, and we see capped brood. So eggs and larvae and capped brood, those is considered brood. I'm not sure if we see the eggs, but there are some other. We're gonna see eggs when we're gonna see the queen. I see it looks like the queen might be somewhere on this. You see a little bit more activity on this side. Okay, we're gonna keep looking for eggs and the queen and drones. You see this little bee right here? So those are just emerging. That's a little baby bee just emerged from very soon. It's a little fuzzy, small. Also, when we look, we need to look for supersedure. So the good white, those artificially inseminated queens, but this is not one of them, or all queens that tend to be superseded. Now on this, let me see if I can bring it here a little more into the sun. Maybe we can see eggs right there. Right there. Eggs and very small larvae. I didn't see queen yet, but we're gonna see her somehow. If she's gonna be, it's gonna be somewhere here. So I was afraid that it will be really cranky, but looks like they are not so cranky. That's also because population is not so high. Try to look on this side, but try to look from this side. That's the best way to go. Okay, I'm gonna flip it over. Like that. Bees are healthy. I see no drones. I'm very surprised. Drones are big. They are little chubby. When I do an inspection, usually I don't look for the queen. If I see eggs, that's it. That will be the end of the story. No, she should not be on that side, because on that side is only honey, and here on this one you see honey and pollen, and that's and she should not be. That's a frame of honey only. Okay, we're gonna try to see if we see Her Majesty. If she is, she's gonna be on these two frames that we see eggs. Okay. And we look for, it's called queen retinue, a bunch of bees going and tending the queen. But I didn't see it. Okay. One more try here. Try to do it in a I don't see Her Majesty. Let's look on this side, here. But she's been here because we see eggs. That means if you see eggs, she's been here for the last 3 days. And because we have eggs and small larvae, if the queen was not present, they will start to make emergency queen cells. Yeah, let's see. No, she's not here. And she's not here. Maybe she's hiding somewhere in a cool place. And sometimes maybe I miss it. Okay. She should not be here because on this, usually she's gonna be on the frames where she can lay eggs. But sometimes we surprise you. Okay, we gonna close this hive. Oh, there's one more frame. This frame, I think this one got that brood. Maybe she's toward the end of this. That's where this shoulder is coming in handy. Take that out. This is a heavy, very heavy frame. There's nothing here. And she's not here. I thought she might be here because there are some spaces where she could lay. But I don't see Her Majesty. But I see eggs. And I see not a single drone. Whoa, that's something new. And this is the frame that we have honey and pollen. And this is the second frame that I pulled. Try to get those frames back together. The same configuration that we took them out. Okay, now we're gonna put this frame back in. This frame, it's with honey. Just take a look of this just in case, but there's no way she could be on that frame. And also we need to look right here to see if she's on this, but I don't see her now. So on this, what we have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 frames of bees. You see bees here, you see bees there, but let's complete 6 frames of bees that when we go in the winter, it needs to be at least 8, 9 frame full of bees. This in winter will overflow with bees. And for that, we're gonna start stimulation. I try to keep this because I like this queen. I like the genetics, and grafting for her was very good. I put this back in. See, I want to be sure that I have this opening here. Put the cover back in with a shiv, with a shim. We look also to see if we are not smashing any bees. Okay, and put the bricks back in, and also put this back in here and open the entrance here so bees will not be trapped inside here. And if they want to go back to the original hive, put them close together so they will cross the bridge and get home. Now, on this particular beehive, we don't need to do, we didn't see any signs of brood disease, or I didn't see small hive beetles. I didn't see any other signs. Like, just let me repeat, what signs of brood disease, like American foul brood, European foul brood, chalk brood, or sac brood, or any other signs of viruses that, varroa mites are vectoring about 18 types of viruses, including K-wing virus, deformed wing virus, black queen cell virus. So also when we look outside, we see the bees are healthy, the brood was shiny, it was enough food for them. When we are talking food, we are talking about honey and pollen, bee bread. What's pollen? What's honey is providing the carbohydrates and water. About 18% of honey is water, and also they provide some vitamins and minerals and enzymes. So this colony for this time of the year has got enough honey. When we are talking about the pollen, it's important nutrition-wise. Pollen, it's providing the bees with the necessary proteins and amino acids, and also about 30% of pollen is carbohydrates, and also lipids, fatty acids, some vitamins and minerals and enzymes and antioxidants. And nutrition is extremely important. If you have good nutrition, your colony it's in good shape. The overall health of this hive, it's good. I don't need to take immediate action for anything, and from now I'm going to start giving them like some sugar water 1-to-1 to stimulate the brood production a little bit. Not too much. I have those bottles, 3 holes will be good to give them like mimicking like a nectar flow. What we didn't see, next inspection, what the goals for the next inspection, we'll look to see if the hives are thriving after we start stimulating, and look for that queen that we didn't see today, but we see her offsprings, her brood, and that's important. So when you do an inspection, you have to have a goal in mind, and when you are done with inspection, also you have to set up the goal for the next inspection. So I'm going to thank you for your attention. I really enjoyed doing this, even the weather was not. I was expecting the bees will be all over me, swarming me, but looks like I have it good, and they didn't sting me, which is always a positive. Thank you.